Hello, my name is Raymond J. Bly. As a child, I was bullied. I was beaten. I was laughed at. I learned to avoid, hide, and run. But to get back up, keep working. I bought my own food. I worked all kinds of jobs. Yes, I did steal from stores, shoplift a lot. Never got caught though. I feel sorry for the stores I robbed. Then I finally quit school because of the humiliation I experienced and the bullying. I went to Job Corps. Got my GED and electronics, appliance training, etc. at Job Corps. I got drafted in the Army. Sent to Vietnam. I met my wife there. She had a baby 2 months later. I helped get diapers and food for the baby my parents sent. And then they wouldn't let me bring my wife. So the big headlines in the Washington Post, GI fights U.S. in Vietnam to bring his wife here. Took me 6 months to fight. I brought my wife here with a nickel in my pocket. I had to borrow a phone at the airport. One of the terminals let me use their phone, Eastern Airlines, so I could call my father to come pick us up. I slept in a little tiny single bed with my wife. That the springs were broken on, so we both couldn't get apart from each other. Within 3 weeks, with my wife's work ethic and my work ethic, we moved into a one-bedroom furnished apartment in Laurel on Avondale. It's no longer there, the house, but $75 a month. We both made minimum wage. We were both determined to get ahead, no matter how bad society kept us down. Within 6 months, we rented a townhouse in Laurel, behind the Turf Club, which is no longer there. It's a storage place now, for $100 a month. But we had to pay our own electric and oil, heat, and everything. I made $1.25 an hour. My wife made $1.10 an hour. After taxes, we were lucky to make $75, $80 a week. And 71, 72, 73. Within 3.5 years, from December of 71 to September of 75, we saved up $1,500 to put a down payment that was required by VA on this house. Pay a percentage. We bought this house at 9% for $17,200. As you see my other videos, the county tried to run me out. They condemned my home. They kept harassing me. The fire department, the EPA, you name it, was here trying to run me out of business. That I was spilling oil, dumping oil from cars, dumping compressor oil from appliances, all kinds of stuff trying to get me out of business. I just shook it off and kept standing back up. No matter what they did to me, I kept standing up and fighting and this and that. And then in 1980, my sister told them that I killed hundreds of women and children in Vietnam, that I took all kind of IV drugs. I was an alcoholic. For the next 3.5 years, they put my family through hell. No matter how many times my wife told me to go to hell, I didn't abuse her, they wouldn't believe her. Because of course all abused women say they weren't abused. They fell down the steps or hit themselves on a doorknob or something. But she never had any black and blue marks. She never had any broken bones. The police was never called here. She was never in the hospital for anything. My kids weren't either. I mean, they'd pull my kids out of class all the time. And threaten them with foster care if they wouldn't tell the truth that I abused them, that I was a heavy drug user. And then my wife's family come here, brought an illegal alien. 22-year-old. My sister told them to claim abuse. They'd get free housing and stuff. So, they claimed abuse. The shit started by social services again, that I had to be an abuser. The fucking judge put me on the stand at the first hearing and kept saying that I needed help because I'm suffering from all these flashbacks of all these women and children I killed in Vietnam. That I was a heavy drug user, I was an alcoholic. Well, I'm building up my business, building up the car repair business, rebuilding the house, taking care of 3 kids. I'm supposed to be mentally ill, a heavy drug user, an alcoholic. Whoa! If I was them, how did I do all this shit? Build up a life for myself. The judge threw me in jail because I needed help. He kept saying, Mr. Bly, you need help. It's not your fault. It's your service in Vietnam caused all of this stuff. And all the drugs you were forced to use in Vietnam. I'm sitting there, I never shot my gun. I never saw the enemy, except dead ones. I had nothing to shoot at. I drove a truck full of explosives. I ducked and stepped on the gas and got the hell out of there. At night, yeah, they sent rockets in, mortars in, and blew things up in our bases. But we never saw the enemy, nothing to shoot at. And I never did drugs because half my relatives were on prescription drugs or illegal drugs or alcoholics. I didn't want to be like any of my relatives, especially on my mother's side. But the judge put me in jail for 5 days and had a psychiatrist come and talk to me half a day each day. And he said, there's nothing wrong with you. He told the judge that I'm not suffering flashbacks, that I never shot my gun, that I never did drugs, that I wasn't an alcoholic. Judge wouldn't believe him. Because I'm a prisoner of the Vietnam War. I had to have done that stuff. In 1975, I started having knee pain. By the 80s, I lost my teeth and got ED. By the mid-80s, I had prostate problems. By the early 90s, they said I had lung cancer and heart disease. I've had so many medical problems also, but I kept learning to live with it. Kept standing back up and fighting for me, my wife, and my kids to have a better life. My kids are all college educated, making 6 figures. The government convicted me because I need help. I need help from the government, not help from the Vietnam War. But I'm a POW, prisoner of the Vietnam War, both body-wise, with my health problems from Agent Orange, and from the psychic rise of being labeled a Vietnam veteran. Or you a POW. I've been fighting my conviction all the way up until recently. I've proved that the whole conviction was done illegally by the state because they believed I severely needed help and I severely beat my wife and kids. No matter what my wife and kids said, no matter what the neighbors said, no matter what the relatives said. I was a Vietnam veteran, so I had to have been doing this stuff. And then last year, they take my wife away because of this felony. My wife says she wants to be home. She wants me to take care of her. Well, my 3 kids for the last half decade had been fighting on who's going to inherit what. Who's going to get what out of the property when we die. They don't give a damn about my wife, but they ran in and got guardianship. They can't wait for her to die so they can get everything. But they're not going to get anything. Because the damn court is going to condemn everything and sell it at auction where everything has to be removed off this property. And they're too dumb to figure out how to fight it. Because they gave my property away to the court by becoming guardians. great life in America. You fight for your country, and you come home a POW, sick prisoner of the war because of Agent Orange, and then you're also a prisoner of the war because you have to be a drug addict and a baby killer and mentally ill. I'm still fighting, but I'm so weak now, I can't keep continuing to fight. I've wanted to leave this fucking country for 6 months now. But I can't take any vehicles, I can't take anything with me, because it's all under the court seizure. And I can't walk, I can't carry a backpack with me of clothes, because I can barely walk 100 feet anymore without falling down and out of air. And nobody out there has helped me. Or are you a prisoner of war because of psychologically or physically? Because everybody who served in Vietnam is usually one or the other still a prisoner of that war. And we're locked into being a prisoner for the rest of our short lives. I don't know how to fight anymore. Nobody will even call me and talk to me. No newspaper will believe me. Because of course when they call to check on me, my criminal file ain't there for them to see I was innocent. And of course the court and the county says, please don't bother Mr. Bly. He's very mentally ill. He's got all of these emotional problems from serving in Vietnam. Don't rock the boat. He's stable right now, but if you start doing news stories and stuff, he might flip off the deep end, and then we'll have to arrest him and put him in jail. So please, don't represent him. Don't do a news story about this. Because, as our psychiatrist at Johns Hopkins and Howard County General Hospital stated, I have every mental illness there's known to man. Well, if I do, how did I get all this stuff? How did I put my kids through college? How did I build my life up with a white picket fence around my property? I haven't painted it white yet, but it's a picket fence around my gardens in the side and the back. Thank you.